Shane Hnidy, when you talk about the St. Louis Blues, you got to talk about Vladimir Tarasenko, the 22-year-old who is ripping it up.
Absolutely, Gord. He's been on fire. Only 21 goals all of last year. 11 goals already this season. You can see how hot 10 in the last 12 games, and playing on that line with Schwartz and Lehtera, they have been on fire.
The STL line in St. Louis. Blues coming off a 4-1 loss in Montreal on Thursday night. They've lost back-to-back games in regulation for just the second time this year. They have won 10 of the last 13. I mentioned that late lineup change for Ottawa. Chris Phillips is out. And so Patrick Wiercross draws in. TJ Oshie backhands that to the line, knocked down by Alexander Steen. Jay Bouwmeester jumps into the attack for St. Louis. Gets bumped there by Cody Ceci. Now move to headers. Colin Greening in the lineup again for Ottawa with Phillips Lazar out. And his long shot is stopped by Brian Elliott. Today's keys to the game are brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of the NHL.
Well, St. Louis needs secondary scoring. We talked about that top line of Schwartz, Lehtera, and Tarasenko. They've got 25 of the 48 goals this season for St. Louis. They need guys like Steen, Backes, and Oshie to step up. And the Senators need to tighten it up defensively. Just giving up way too many shots against. 29th in the league, averaging just under 35 shots against a game.
Zach Smith steps in for the face-off against Jori Lehtera. And off the draw mark, Stone with a shot that goes high over the glass. Lehtera is a Finn who has changed his pronunciation to a more North American version of Lehtera. Third-round pick back in 08. Played for Novosibirsk in the KHL last year.
Well, he's fit in here quite well with St. Louis in his first season.
And the face-off, one back to Ian Cole. His clearing attempt knocked down by Borowiecki. Mike Hoffman sends it in front, and Cole just knocked that away. Cole had a boo-boo against, or 2 games ago for St. Louis that led to a goal. And then, of course, you had Kevin Shattenkirk, who spit out a pizza against Montreal on Thursday night. Mark Stone almost took advantage of one there.
He did, and a real good active stick behind the net, able to strip the puck off Cole there, get it quickly to the front of the net. As you can see, Elliott quick to grab a hold of that and get the whistle.
And now Kyle Turris steps in along with Chiasson on the face-off on the right side. And Clark MacArthur waiting for the one-timer. So Patrick Wiercross draws back in for Ottawa. He tries to kick that back on the face-off. Ryan Reeves takes the return pass and jumps in across the line. The son of former CFL running back Willard Reeves. And they approach sports in very much the same way. Full throttle and physical. Oh, Gunnarsson knocked that ahead. Knocked down by Turris. And he comes, he shoots, he whistled that just wide. Now Lapierre. In across the line for St. Louis. Max Lapierre dumps it in. And Jared Cowan, who scored against Nashville on Thursday night, plays it across for Ceci. Cody Ceci's first NHL goal was against the Blues last year, the overtime winner. Nico Zibanejad trying to get on track for Ottawa, plays it around. Zibanejad has just 5 shots. In his last 6 games, he had none against Nashville. And his ice time dipping as well. Played just 13.5 minutes against the Predators on Thursday night. Kevin Shattenkirk through the middle. That pass knocked down. McCulloch plays it ahead for Chris Neil. In comes Neil and on a broken stick. It's searching the side boards by Alex Pietrangelo. Bouwmeester has it now for St. Louis. A long lead pass for TJ Oshie. He got tied up. Paul Stastny moves that ahead. Stastny signed as a free agent by St. Louis in the offseason. Off to a slow start for the Blues. He's been hurt at times. Now Colin Greening brings it in, wraps that around. And Barrett Jackman, the longest serving pro athlete in St. Louis, plays that across. Jackman in his 13th year with the Blues. Carlson took out Berglund. And now Ryan plays it across for Borowiecki. Through the middle for Legwand, tied up there by Jackman. And Borowiecki takes a whack at it, chops it ahead for Greening. His pass for Ryan misfired. And Backes comes in for the Blues. David's back as a backhand shot off the outside of the net. And Backes back with it. Greening steps into him. And the puck by Tarasenko, icing waved off.
Well, it's interesting, a little bit of a feeling out process here. Gord Paul McLean thought he might be a little bit of a track meet to start the game, being a 3 o'clock start in the afternoon.
For whatever reason, Ottawa very poor in afternoon games last year, 4-12-2. And there are a lot fewer of them on the schedule this year, which is not likely a good coincidence. Lehtera drops it back. Gunnarsson for Shattenkirk shoots. That's deflected wide. And Jaden Schwartz digging for it, but Zach Smith knocked it down. And Lehtera keeps it alive. Here comes Schwartz. It dribbles down to Robin Lehner, who steers that away, and Hoffman has it now for Ottawa. Through the middle for Smith. And away comes Zach Smith, but Shattenkirk stepped up on him. Ottawa has the only shot thus far. As MacArthur picks his way ahead. Finds Wiercott in, shoots. And Elliott gloves that down. He'll have to hang on as MacArthur was looking for the rebound.
Well, the shot from Wiercott from way out by the blue line. He's called into action. A lot of times you see teams have 7 defensemen dressed for warm-up, and a good thing is Chris Phillips must have tweaked something. He came off with about 8 minutes left in warm-up. He wasn't able to go, and Wiercott in the lineup after being a healthy scratch the last 5 games.
Tura steps in for the face-off against Steve Ott. Ott is a winger who is very good on face-offs. Guy who's always been over 50% of his career. He has not yet scored a goal as a St. Louis Blue, acquired by the Blues in that deal with Buffalo that also brought Ryan Miller to St. Louis. And Ott brings it across, along with Lapierre and Oshie. That shot drifts wide, back at the point for Pietrangelo. Down to Cowan, he gets bumped. Lapierre with it. Lapierre pulls around in front of backhand shot, scores! Maxim Lapierre with a nifty move, slides it by Lehner, and it's 1-0 St. Louis.
Well, it's not the start Ottawa wanted. A nice little move. This is the 4th line. You're mentioning Steve Ott. They're able to get puck possession and makes the hit. That creates the turnover. And Lapierre, a nice little move around Cody Ceci, and then between the pads of Robin Lehner. And the 4th line for St. Louis opens the scoring as Lapierre scores a nice one.
That's his first goal of the year and his first goal in his last 23 games. It's a dandy, and it gives the Blues the lead. Maybe not the guy you'd pick to score a goal like that for St. Louis. They've got a few candidates.
Well, we mentioned that top line. That's more suited for that line with Tarasenko on it than the Lapierre Reeves Ott line.
Blues are 9-2 this year when they score first. And Tarasenko brings it in for St. Louis to Steen. Now Tarasenko feeds it back in front. That's tapped wide by Steen. At the point, here's Gunnarsson. Drops it back. Tarasenko's shot was blocked by Borowiecki. Borowiecki knocked down by Steen. The crowd wanted a penalty, and now Neal has it for Ottawa. Up ahead for McCulloch, who chips that by Shattenkirk. 5 gone here in the opening period. McCulloch and Shattenkirk battling down there. And Legwand comes in to help out. Blues scored their first shot of the game to take the lead. Wiercott swings away from Pajärvi and finds Greiba. He turns it over to Backes. David Backes drops it out to Pajärvi. Magnus Pajärvi bumps there with Wiercott. Berglund back at the point. The long shot taken by Cole as he comes off the bench, drifts up and out of play.
Well, Greiba with a bad turnover in his own end, and this is what's hurt the Ottawa Senators, is those mistakes in their own end, and that's why they've given up a lot of shots. It's a good play. Wiercott pass up the middle. This has got to move, and Greiba just drops it as he misreads the play. David Backes able to pick it up. That allows St. Louis to keep the pressure on and some ozone pressure where they can move it to the point and try and get that shot through.
And the top line back on for St. Louis. Face-off won by Zach Smith. And here's Hoffman with it. Tied up by Tarasenko. Stone finds Smith. In comes Zach Smith. Shoots, missed wide. Back goes to Cowan, who rings it around for Smith. Schwartz couldn't clear it out. And now Stone swats that into the St. Louis bench. Backup goalie Jake Allen had to make a save.
Well, this line, Zach Smith, Mark Stone, Mike Hoffman, they will be up against that top line of St. Louis. Paul McLean was talking about what a good job Zach Smith did against Nashville's line with Forsberg, Neal, and Ribeiro, their top line. So kind of assign that duty and the matchup role to shut down Schwartz, Laterra, and Tarasenko. Easier said than done.
And now that fourth line is back on as Ott will take the draw against Alex Chiasson. And Ott wins another. He's routinely up around 60%. Another guy who played the wing his whole career, who was great on draws, Teemu Selanne. Look on Borowiecki. Hammers his man down. That was Reeves. And the point shot by Pietrangelo is stopped by Leonard. And now Reeves wants to go with Borowiecki. They're both going to go. Reeves didn't like the hit by Borowiecki in behind the Ottawa goal. And Borowiecki not afraid to throw his weight around. Threw a lot of it there as Reeves comes in around 230 pounds. So offsetting penalties to Borowiecki and Reeves. 1-0 the Blues lead here in the first period. Canadian Tire Senators Hockey on TSN is brought to you by the 2015 Toyota Corolla. It's Corolla like you've never seen it before. And it's just Borowiecki who goes off.
Yes, Mark Borowiecki gets the interference call on that play with Reeves as the puck's behind the net, but it was a little out of reach as he goes hard into Ryan Reeves. Tried to maybe stir it up a little after, but Reeves no part. Now St. Louis on the power play.
So initially, Greg Kimberly pointed at both of them. But it is the St. Louis power play. The Blues #2 in the league on the power play, #1 on the road. David Backes leads them with 4 goals on the man advantage. Tarasenko plays it across for Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz ahead for Laterra. He drops it back to Steen. He got tangled up and Zach Smith kicked the puck out.
Well, St. Louis didn't even have a power play in their last game as they weren't awarded one, so first chance to work on it.
Laterra brings it across. Throws it back in front, missed Tarasenko. And Jaden Schwartz collides there with Tarasenko. Cowan digging for it. And Tarasenko feeds it back to the point to Steen. Tarasenko back to Steen, along wrist shot. Pad save made by Leonard. Now Shattenkirk looks in the corner for St. Louis. Feeds it back to Steen. Rossi goes to Tarasenko. Laterra standing down on the goal line, takes the pass. Shattenkirk drifts in. They feed it back across. The pass in behind Shattenkirk. Steen plays it across. Tarasenko with a drive. Another pad save by Robin Leonard, who kicks that to the corner. Tarasenko back at the point for Steen. Winds and shoots. Broke his stick on the play. Leonard makes the stop. And the puck back to the St. Louis zone. 30 seconds to go in the St. Louis power play. Stastny feeds it down for Pietrangelo and parks in front of the goal. Here's Backes with it. Back at the point for TJ Oshie to Backes. David Backes down to Stastny. Berglund back with it, feeds it back. Pietrangelo fans on it, and the puck leaves the zone. 3 shots on goal for St. Louis on that power play. The teams are back to 5-on-5 as Borowiecki steps on. Backes can't knock it down. Here's Zibanejad for Ottawa with Turris. Mika Zibanejad across the line, shoots! And he whistles up high over the glass.
Well, I mentioned Mika Zibanejad trying to get him going this season. 2 goals on the year. 16 last year. He was the 6th overall pick back in 2011. And one of those young players here, they'd like to see him provide a little more offense for him. Has the skill, has the ability. It's just about getting that confidence.
Just 3 assists the last 8 games. Zibanejad trying to change his luck. Has shaved his beard off since we last saw him on Thursday.
Hey, try anything that works.
That never worked for you?
No, I don't know. I haven't shaved Gordon probably 15 years.
Why mess with a good thing?
That's right.
St. Louis will be in Winnipeg to take on the Jets tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, actually. Lafayette takes a whack at that. Zach Smith, or Clark MacArthur rather, got a stick or glove up in the face and is slow to get to his feet. And Battle continues as Bobby Ryan picks it up and shovels that down to the St. Louis zone. Jackman goes back, being shadowed by MacArthur. MacArthur slams into Jackman. And then tangles with Cole as Lapierre brings it ahead. Max Lapierre winds into the corner. Knocks it back off for Tarasenko. He got thumped down by Borowiecki. And Lapierre slow to get to his feet. There's Hoffman now with it for Ottawa. In comes Mike Hoffman. In shoots. Elliott squeezes that with the right arm and is able to hang on.
Well, a big hit behind the net. Borowiecki with his second big hit of the game. This time it's on Lapierre. The Ottawa bench a little upset. This was the play right in front as Lapierre on the follow-through catches MacArthur up high with the stick. And here's the hit by Borowiecki as Lapierre drop pass and he just finishes. Good clean hit there. And then off that was a Hoffman rush, a 2-on-1 chance, but Elliott able to come out and make the save.
Mike Hoffman, 6 goals in his last 7 games for Ottawa. Out there along with Smith and Stone. And Laterra taking the draw against Zach Smith. Shots are 5-3 St. Louis. Cowan back to Erik Karlsson. His shot hit the ankle of Jaden Schwartz, and now he's slow to get to his feet, and Schwartz is going to try to make his way to the St. Louis bench. And now does, as Ottawa brings the puck ahead. Karlsson turns it over. Laterra works his way in. Laterra in alone, stopped by Leonard. And Laterra, one of the hottest sticks in the NHL, stopped by Robin Leonard. Brought back around by Ottawa. Smith reaching for it. Pokes it back at the line for Ceci. Ceci with a shot, tipped in front by Stone. That dribble just wide. Stone back to Ceci again. Winds and fires off the stick of Laterra and wide. Stone crunched there by Smith. Jay Bouwmeester, partnered as he was last season for St. Louis and the Olympic team with Alex Pietrangelo. And Alex Steen has it back for the Blues. Ceci up ahead for Zibanejad. Swings it across for McCulloch. Neal jumping in. Zibanejad backhands it back in front. Throws it back for Ceci. Cody Ceci in, shoots. Elliott to save. Rebound loose in front for Neal. He stopped it, jam away at it. McCulloch battling for it, and a penalty coming up for St. Louis. Chris Neal taken down to the side of the net. And the Ottawa Senators will get a power play here on the late penalty call against the St. Louis Blues. 9:20 to go here in the opening period. 1-0 the Blues lead.
Well, Ottawa with another bad turnover as Karlsson tries to come up the middle. Laterra strips him of the puck, able to come in all alone, and Robin Leonard comes up with a big save for his team as that created the opportunity as Ottawa comes down. A little scrum in front of the net. Neal at the side, and then the high stick of TJ Oshie as Ottawa gets a power play.
It'll be Turris, Legwand, MacArthur, Chiasson, and Karlsson. The group for Ottawa, so 4 forwards for the Sens on this power play. Here's Turris. Cross he goes to Karlsson. And that pass disrupted by Steen, and a race for it now as Turris has to hustle back. Backes was bearing down on him. And Backes works in short-handed. Turns it over, and Legwand has it now for Ottawa. 9 to go in the first period. Legwand's pass back for Turris misfires. And Erik Karlsson settles things down for Ottawa. Drop back for Turris, and he comes across the line, shovels that deep. Racing to it is Bouwmeester. Turns it over in front. MacArthur plays it back to Karlsson. Lots of traffic. Karlsson has a look, can't find a lane. Feeds in front. Chiasson with a chance on a deflection. Elliott makes the stop as Legwand was digging for the rebound. And Brian Elliott hangs on against his former team.
Well, we've seen the bad of Erik Karlsson's game, and this is the good, the ability to read plays. And Chiasson, a good job setting up on that high tip area in front, but Karlsson just drags his head up the whole time as he finally sees the play once. A little high tip from Chiasson, and then Legwand right on top is a nice save by Elliott. Not once, but twice off the rebound as Legwand had a chance. Well, Ottawa's been good. They've had a power play goal in their last 7 home games.
Ryan Elliott's been terrific again for St. Louis. His 13th start of the year. He has not allowed more than 3 goals in any of his previous 12 starts. Behind the net, Leonard and Steen tangling and having some words. As Ottawa brings it ahead, here's Bobby Ryan. Ryan. As Steen and Wirkosh just now joined the play. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Hoffman winds his way in. Lays it down for Wirkosh. Back to Hoffman. Now Wirkosh with it, works in front, shoots. Elliott knocks that away. Ryan with a shot that deflects wide. Wirkosh back with it. Looks for Stone in the corner. Stone taken down. He's injured. And very slow to get to his feet. And now Shattenkirk plays it softly down to the Ottawa zone. And Mark Stone's in some distress as he goes to the Ottawa bench. Hoffman peels back as Ottawa is changing. Final seconds of this power play. Carlson taken down by Ott. And the Blues fire it down. And Turris has some words with Steve Ott on the way by. 3 shots on goal for Ottawa on that power play. Carlson brings it in. Spun at the line. He fires it down to the corner for MacArthur. At the line, Borowiecki. Looks down from MacArthur, who spins away from Bouwmeester. Shovels it back in front out of the reach of Chiasson. Borowiecki plays it in the corner for Turris. And finally scooped up there by Laterra. Brings it ahead for Bouwmeester. Rink wide for Pietrangelo. Steps around Ryan. Alex Pietrangelo, sharp angle shot. Leonard makes the stop. And he's able to hang on.
Well, it's getting a little nasty down here. Both teams seen a few players get injured. Mark Stone, the latest, is something happened. He went back. He's back on the bench now. Well, and there's a collision behind the net. Robin Leonard as Steen, Alexander Steen, in on the forecheck, and Leonard and Steen clubs, and you see Steen goes down. Leonard's a big guy, 6'5", 225 pounds. As Steen runs into the left leg, they have a little chat. Both get up, everyone's okay.
Well, Steen thought that should have been interference.
Well, and then Wirkosh had words. He didn't see the play. He thought Steen ran Leonard, but it was just a collision by both players.
Stone's back on for Ottawa. Chips out ahead for Hoffman. And back goes Ceci for it. And Ottawa did not like that Ott hit on Carlson. You can add that to a long list of grievances against Steve Ott in his National Hockey League career. Magnus Paajarvi plays it in. Takes a bump from Cowan. Ceci leaves it there for Stone. Scooped up by Smith ahead of Cowan. In coming Jared Cowan, Mike Hoffman. And Berglund squeezes Cowan off the puck. Goal bump by Hoffman. The puck loose along the wall. Paajarvi picks it up. And Berglund has it now for St. Louis across the line along with Stastny. Ball Stastny tied up there by Greiba. Here's Paajarvi with it. Down for Stastny. The poke check there by Greiba. Lifted ahead for Greening, and Colin Greening pokes it ahead for Ottawa. Knocked down by Bouwmeester. Greiba has to reach back as Berglund was in behind him. And now Greening drops it off for Cowan. Ottawa hemmed in here. As Backus collides hard. A penalty coming up to St. Louis. And the Blues finally touch up. And David Backus is going to go off, I believe, for a hook. And Ottawa will get another power play here with 5:29 to go in the first period. Blues lead 1-0. Backus gets the stick up. Ottawa gets the power play. Our old pal, the Sheriff, Shane Knighty, down between the benches, but for parts of 4 seasons, he was on the Ottawa bench as a proud member of the Ottawa Senators. Shane, let's look back at your time with Ottawa. Now, look good in that Ottawa uniform. Rough and tumble guy. Now, a little concerned there about your treatment of Mark Messier, I got to say. Normally he elbows people, not the other way around. And there's the stare. Look at that.
That one concerns me a little more now.
That's a little scary, actually.
That is.
James.
You know what? A lot of good memories here, Gord. This is where it all started for me. And this was my first time stepping on this ice in a scrimmage. I remember chasing Alexei Yashin around after the year he sat out. That's what kind of got me noticed, made them turn their heads and look at me. And from then on, I was able to stick on the team.
Ottawa back to the power play. 0 for 1 so far tonight, or today rather. In the pass, Erik Karlsson misses. Ottawa had 3 shots on its last man advantage. The shots are 9-7 in favor of Ottawa. Blues lead 1-0.
Heads up, Chaser. Heads.
Karlsson, long pass head to MacArthur, takes it off the end boards and hammers it wide. Here's Legwand with it. Pass off the skate of MacArthur. Back he goes to Carlson. Snaps the pass across to Turris. Walks it and shoots. It's off a leg and wide. Turris back with it. Kyle Turris spins in front for Chiasson. At the line, MacArthur can't hold it. MacArthur behind the back for Legwand. Now Turris has to retreat to get back on side. Takes that pass from Legwand. Turris drops to the trailer. Carlson, who keeps the puck on the line. Chiasson backs it down for MacArthur. Bouwmeester off the hand of Carlson and out. In comes Turris now along with Legwand. Turris sets things up for Ottawa. 100 minutes to go on the power play. Legwand around for Turris. Feeds it back to Carlson. Lots of traffic. Carlson shoots, tipped wide by Legwand. To Frangelo. Rings around far side for Bouwmeester. Ryan closed on him. And Carlson holds the line again for Ottawa, but his pass across goes off the skate and out. Here comes Ryan across the line. Bobby Ryan. Ottawa's changing as Ryan wraps it around for Hoffman. Back down low to Ryan. Ryan works his way in. Hoffman parked at the point. Ryan back in. Drops it down for Stone. Stone works back in front. Shoots at the flex wide. Here's Ryan back with it. Feeds back in front. They score! Mika Zibanejad power play goal. And the game is tied at 1.
We're mentioning Zibanejad needed to get going, and a big goal late in the first period, able to tie it up. Great job by Bobby Ryan, just buying time on the half wall. Rolls down, little exchange down to Stone. Stone tries to get it across. That gets blocked, and Bobby Ryan's the guy who comes around quickly, able to shovel it out front, and Mika Zibanejad able to put that past the glove of Elliott.
First goal in the last 9 games for Mika Zibanejad on a sweet feed from Bobby Ryan. And a power play goal for Ottawa in a 1-1 game. See, shaving the beard made the difference. There you go, right?
I was going to say, no beard. I'm sure we won't see it for a long time from him now.
Well, if he gets another slump, does he shave the head next?
He's got a lot of hair there, I'll tell him. He's still young.
Now Schwartz was back in for St. Louis, shaken up earlier when a shot hit him in the foot. And this SCL line goes back to work for the Blues. Schwartz chips it ahead for Laterra. Cowan goes back for it. Now loose behind the goal. There's Tarasenko with a chance. He scores! Just like that, Laterra by Tarasenko. And the NHL's hottest goal scorer has his 12th of the year.
Well, they don't even have time to announce the Ottawa goal here, and it's this line again. Good job of Fortune. The Sens don't get it out. They go for the hit. Laterra steals the puck, and Tarasenko so good at getting in that open area, finds the open ice, the pocket that's there, and that puck is not on his stick long as he just rips that glove high off that great feed from Laterra.
30 seconds after Ottawa tied it, Tarasenko with his 11th in his last 13 games makes it a 2-1 game for St. Louis. Did a Gordie Howe hat trick against Nashville last week.
He's doing everything he can for them.
And you mentioned that line has accounted for so much of the offense for St. Louis. Now Carlson being bottled up. Lines it ahead to MacArthur, drops it off for Turris. Kyle Turris winds his way in, drops for Chiasson, in, fires, Elliott the save, loose puck in front, Chiasson bats at it, the puck is still loose, and MacArthur couldn't reach it. Now Weirkosh with it. Elliott just now retrieving his goal stick. Here's Weirkosh, in, shoots, that drifts wide. Chiasson back with it. And Ian Cole being tied up there by Chiasson. Kicks the puck out for MacArthur, but it's knocked out by Payarby. Magnus Payarby acquired by St. Louis from Edmonton in the deal that sent David Perron to the Oilers. Now a bad bounce off the corner glass, dropped right down in front. And Elliott had to get back in his crease quickly. Oshie had that knocked away by Neal. Second try for Oshie, and Neal steals it away again. Jacklin up there by Zibanejad, fires it down the ice, a race for it now. Oshie and Weirkosh, and Oshie got there fast enough to negate the icing. Well, it's funny, you don't even notice hybrid icing anymore, do you?
No, but it sure forces those guys to get going. And yeah, it's worked out well. I've been a big fan of it, Gord.
Now a penalty coming to Ottawa as Shattenkirk plays it ahead. And Tarasenko drops it back. Tarasenko up ahead for Schwartz. Plays it back ahead for Shattenkirk. Tries to find Tarasenko. And a big hit in the corner as Tarasenko was jumped by Greiba.
Well, this is a bad elbow by Greiba on Tarasenko, and I'm not sure if this will be a call. The original, I believe, is going to Wiercauch.
Wiercauch is going to go first. And the Blues didn't like the attention that Tarasenko got from Greiba in the corner.
Well, Wiercauch will go to the bench. That's the initial call. As behind the play with Oshie, they get tangled up. And that's the extra shot up high. And here's the elbow, but I'm not sure we're going to see a call there as it's a follow through to Tarasenko. Looks like just the one call.
It's a roughing call on Wiercauch, so St. Louis back to the power play. So St. Louis up 2-1 here late in the third period. You knew Ken Hitchcock would have his guys going after that 4-1 loss in Montreal when he said we just weren't a very good hockey team.
Well, no, just talked about a lot of areas, and Ken Hitchcock's very thorough in the way he wants his team to play, and not happy with the way they were from the red line back to their zone.
Is he ever?
No, I don't. He doesn't smile too much.
So Laterra, Tarasenko and Schwartz back out there as the forwards in the power play, but the faceoff won by Smith, and Ceci feeds it down. Final minute of the opening period. Shattenkirk being watched there by Smith. Shattenkirk has to retreat. Now winds his way ahead. Shattenkirk getting across the line for Laterra. The drop pass picked off by Smith. Ceci banks it off the boards and out. 40. Alex Steen got up to a slow start last year, but wound up leading the Blues with 33 goals. Here's Laterra, back for Steen. Pietrangelo sets it up, 20 seconds to go in the period. Pietrangelo looking for traffic in front. Now Laterra has the puck in the corner. Tarasenko directing traffic as Laterra spins back in the corner with it. Feeds it down to Tarasenko, walks up to the goal line, back in front for Schwartz. His pass, or shot rather, dribbles down to Ceci, buys some time, and fires it down. And the Blues will have 55 seconds of power play time to carry over into the second period. LaPierre, Zibanejad exchange goals, then late in the period, Tarasenko with his 12th of the year gives the Blues a 2-1 lead. Time for a first intermission. Here's Brian Mudryk. Back in Ottawa, look at the Byward Market on this Saturday afternoon. The Blues lead the Senators 2-1 on Canadian Tire Senators hockey on TSN. First period scoring summary brought to you by Metro Ford Dealers of Ottawa. LaPierre with his first of the year unassisted. Zibanejad in the power play tied at 1, but 30 seconds later, Vladimir Tarasenko got his 12th of the year to give St. Louis a 2-1 lead. Ottawa outshot the Blues 12-8 in the first period. Shea Knighty, not a lot of history between St. Louis and Ottawa, but that was a nasty first period.
Well, no, there isn't, but it's funny. I was talking to some of the broadcasters around there. They recalled last year's game between these two teams and said it got quite feisty. Well, that continued in. Borowiecki had a couple big hits. That was the first of two for him. LaPierre, a little high stick on MacArthur. And that's something that builds in these games. Maybe when you don't meet a team too often, you get physical. Even had the goaltenders, Leonard and Alex Steen, collided with one another. It just got worse from there. There's a lot of penalties. Stone took a shot from Brian Elliott even. And the hits in center ice. And some nastiness as we saw penalties late in the period. But just a game in which you want to compete. The Senators playing against a team, a heavy team or a heavy game the way in which St. Louis plays. You can tell Ottawa, they have some big defensemen, they have a lot of size, and they want to match that against St. Louis's skill.
So Ottawa will be shorthanded for 55 seconds to start the period. Zach Smith, by the way, went 7-1 on faceoffs in the first period. Ottawa only won 8 draws total. He accounts for all but one of them.
Pretty good, and that was one area Paul McLean touched on. Said their centermen better be ready. All 4 centermen for St. Louis above 50%.
And now short-handed, in comes Smith, trying to put it up in front for Stone. And TJ Oshie knocks it down. Oshie drops it back off for Stastny. And Backes wraps it around for St. Louis. The big gun, Stastny, Oshie, Backes haven't really clicked yet for the Blues this season. It's been mostly the STL line that's done the work. Here's Oshie. In for Backes. Feeds that back in front on the backhand. Gryba gets it right back out.
Oh yeah, and one other guy too, Gord, Alexander Steen. 33 goals last season. This year just 3 here in his 20th game.
He stumbled down the stretch last year at the blistering start. He scored 20 in the first 24 games for St. Louis. Now fed back in front. There's Schwartz with a chance. He lifts it wide. From the line, Shattenkirk a drive. Leonard the save with Laterra looking for the rebound in front. Cowan on it now. No shots on goal for St. Louis on that power play. The teams are back to 5-on-5. Cowan's pass picked off by Tarasenko. Chiasson feeds across to Ceci, turns it over to Schwartz. And Schwartz falls at the feet of Weirkoch. Up ahead for McCulloch. Milan McCulloch works his way in. And McCulloch gets poke checked here by Shattenkirk.
Behind here, Schwartzy.
Shattenkirk up ahead for Laterra. His shooting goes off the leg of Carlson. And MacArthur drops it back. Ottawa has won 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two franchises. And shot down to the blue zone. Icing call against the Senators.
Well, and there's that line we've talked about. As you mentioned, Gord, the STL line for St. Louis. Schwartz, Laterra, and Tarasenko. They have just been dominant, and they've been the line that has carried St. Louis' success. St. Louis started a little slow to the season, but they have exploded lately, and that is the reason why, especially number 91, Tarasenko, getting his 12th of the season here in this game.
Off the draw, backhand shot by Steen goes high off the glass. And here's Oshie with it. Banks it back from Pietrangelo. It's through his feet and out. The scouting report in St. Louis is this is a team that is 3 lines deep, which is unusual in today's NHL, but 3 pretty balanced lines for the Blues. And now MacArthur and Steen are into it.
Well, and you mentioned 3 lines. It used to be the phrase, you have to have a good top 6. But yes, now most teams, you want to have a top 9, all 9. 3 lines that can score for you and provide some offense. And again, Hitchcock, his team has been good for years. They're looking at taking that next step. And a lot of people consider them one of the favorites in the West.
Well, Shane, if you consider Laterra, Schwartz, and Tarasenko right now to be the top line for St. Louis, they are in terms of minutes. That means that Paul Stastny is your 3rd line center.
Well, and David Backes, yeah, whoever you want, they're both the same. But yeah, pretty impressive lineup, very deep.
And this is Oshie, along with Steen and Stastny, the forward line for St. Louis. Borowiecki moves up, tips the puck in, trying to find Zibanejad. That's knocked down by Shattenkirk, and now Borowiecki has it back. Across he goes for Carlson. Again, Chris Phillips, a late scratch for Ottawa, left the warm-up early. Replaced by Patrick Weirkoch this afternoon. In comes Steve Ott, drops it off for Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk works in, feeds it back in front. Borowiecki blocked that. And Chris Neal on the backhand can't get it out. Here's Ryan Reed. And don't forget the 4th line for St. Louis, who scored the first goal of this game. McCulloch up ahead for Legwand. And Legwand one-on-one with Shattenkirk, works his way in. Legwand back with it. Spins it back in front. Gryba shoots. Elliott makes the save up high. Eric Gryba pinched in deep. Now back of the line. Gryba breaks his stick about a tip on the rebound. Colin Greening gets a good shot away, and Brian Elliott stinks out the glove.
Well, a couple real good plays. A nice pass by Legwand, and then the play by Greening at the end. Greening, who has struggled this season to find confidence after a rough camp. Real nice move. This is the speed. Legwand comes wide down the plays, heads up the whole way as he goes around Shattenkirk, and then a great backhand sauce right through as he finds Gryba coming down the backside. Elliott makes the save. Good forecheck. Sends right on top of it, and then Greening, the puck eventually comes right back to him. He pulls it between the legs. Tries to go high glove on Elliott.
Legwand will stay out for the face-off against Backes, who wins it. And Barrett Jackman has the loose puck. Plays it high off the glass. Took a funny bounce right down to Greening. Throws it back in front. Ryan with a backhand pass. That's picked off by Jackman. No! Now, hustling back is Greiba as icing is waved off. Leonard plays it around. Back with it. We talked the other day about Robin Leonard, that short goal stick he uses. Helps him around the net, he says, but his puck handling has been an issue at times. Cole retreats, being channeled there by Ryan. Shots are 14-9 in favor of Ottawa. The Sens have yet to win a game this year when they've outshot their opponent. It's only happened 3 times.
Well, there's a look at that stick card that you mentioned for Leonard. Very small when you look at the size of him as a netminder at 6'5".
Normally that goal stick would be a good 8 to 10 inches longer.
Looks like a junior stick in his hands.
Smith with another face-off. Back it goes to Cowan. Drops it off for Stone with some time. Mark Stone in a little slap pass. Tapped wide by Ceci, who snuck in. He just missed. Now Stone feeds it down to Smith. On the goal line is Hoffman. Peels back in the corner, being shadowed there by Jackman. Cole being harassed by Stone, who laid a stick on his hip. Ceci knocks the puck down at the line for Hoffman. Banks it down for Stone. Back in front, Hoffman to drive. Elliott fought that off. Another great shot from Mike Hoffman, who could really rip it. Hoffman, back to Stone. This line doing some good work for Ottawa here. Hemming St. Louis in, back at the line. In comes Stone with his shot. He whistled that high and wide. And finally, back as Geddes at the loose puck, and in desperation fires it down. This is not going to help St. Louis. It'll be an icing call, and Ken Hitchcock may have to use a timeout here, and I believe he will.
Yeah, he's called for the timeout, but a real good shift by Hoffman, Stone, and Smith out on the ice. You mentioned Hoffman. He's got a great shot, and he let it go a couple times. Smith with a play. Cody Ceci might have had the best chance on that last play. It was a great little shot pass by Stone to the backside. Ceci had a lot of the net, but he put it back the other way, just wide. It's real good momentum, though, for Ottawa here in this second period. There's Cody Ceci. Already mentioned he scored his first ever National Hockey League goal against St. Louis last December.
Overtime winner against St. Louis, and the weird thing about it was he'd only scored twice in the American League up to that point, Shane, and both of those goals were overtime winners.
Well, I guess if you're going to score, you might as well make it worthwhile.
Why waste your goals in regulation time, really?
And that's exactly what he did, and makes it a lot. You always remember the first goal, but that one a little extra to it as he won it in overtime. And here's a look at it against St. Louis.
And that's Tarasenko on the ice who turned it over. That's the old Vladimir Tarasenko, not the 2.0 version.
That's right.
What a way to score your first NHL goal.
Oh, there's a sign. Just put it to the net. Good things will happen, and that's what happened.
What was your first NHL goal?
It was coming down right in front of me, the right side. I'd like to say I think I put my head down. It wasn't up, and then I just shot the puck, and I beat Steve Passmore from LA. That put us up 5-1. We lost 6-5.
You did not.
Yes. Or 4-1 maybe. It was something like that, but I know we lost. Good story, yes.
Well, the first part is,
yes,
you might want to leave the last part out. Now Borowiecki gets steamrolled there by Berglund. And Leonard back to play it. Erik Karlsson picks his way ahead. Pass was off the skate of Laterra. Banks it ahead for Schwartz. And Laterra gets bumped there by Turris and falls. Karlsson gathers up the loose puck, but he's being watched there again by Schwartz. Turned over loose in front. Tarasenko takes a swat at that, and Robin Leonard dives across to take that away. Another giveaway by the Sens in their own zone.
Well, and that's what's hurting Ottawa, especially after a real good shift where they had time in St. Louis, and it's a turnover. And it's against the line you don't want to turn it over to. Is Karlsson going back, Schwartz pursuing. There's the play, turnover, quick pass, Laterra to Tarasenko, and Robin Leonard, a great job getting across, using that big body to make the save.
And Leonard, good unconventional. 5 giveaways by Ottawa today, 3 in the second period. Neal up ahead for Zibanejad, who has the Ottawa goal in the power play. That quick shot whistled wide. Greiba back with it. Puts it down in the corner for Zibanejad, up there along with McCulloch and Neal. Weir time steps up on Oshie. At the line is McCulloch. His pass banks high off the glass down to Neal. Neal being harassed there by Shattenkirk. Zibanejad comes in, steps into him, and finally moved ahead by Carl Gunnarsson. Here's Zibanejad. Back at the point, McCulloch with a shot. And the screen provided by Neal as the puck goes just wide. And finally, Gunnarsson picks it up for St. Louis and brings it ahead. Gunnarsson acquired from Toronto with a deal that sent Roman Polak to the Maple Leafs. And now Pietrangelo feeds across to Bouwmeester, one of the great skaters of the National Hockey League. In comes Jay Bouwmeester. Throws it back in front, tipped just wide by Laterra. And Jaden Schwartz back with it. To the point for Pietrangelo. That long shot gloved by Leonard. And he'll hang on. 15-10, the shots in favor of Ottawa. 2-1, the Blues lead on Canadian Tire. Senators Hockey on TSN. Thursday night, Robin Leonard made 33 saves in the win over Nashville. Be sure to visit the Senators Facebook page after every win to vote on the Marks Man of the Match. Bobby Ryan was a figure in that game, scored in his second consecutive game. 2-1 the score here for St. Louis. And Ryan has the puck for Ottawa. Digs across the line along with Legwand. Ryan posts up, throws it down low to Greening. Colin Greening is back in the Ottawa lineup after the injury to Curtis Lazar, who's missing his second consecutive game. Plays it down to Legwand. Legwand picks it up. Feeds back to Ceci across for Cowan. Legwand steps in for Pietrangelo. Steen has it. And Stastny got bumped there by Ryan. And they both fall along the board. At the line is Cowan. Eric Cowan wraps it down to Ryan. He collides with Pietrangelo. Ryan feeds it back in front. Stastny picks it off and goes ahead to Steen. Racing back is Cowan, being trailed there by TJ Oshie. And LaPierre has it for St. Louis. Feeds it back in front. Leonard makes the save and hangs on to that.
Well, this line trying to get something going is Jack Smith out there defending in front of the net, having words with LaPierre and Bobby Ryan. And man of the match scored. Paul McLean's talked about getting him to shoot more. That's such a great shot, and some of the reasons why it's pretty tough to score unless you get those shots on net, and he's been doing that. When he gets 3 or more, the goals come a lot easier for Bobby Ryan, and he's a guy signed long-term here that they're looking forward to in the future here, providing him 4-time 30-goal man in Anaheim.
Scored 23 last year in 70 games. This is the last 12 games of the season. He really labored the second half of last year with a lingering hernia injury. Wound up having surgery to correct that. And now Zibanejad getting tossed from the face-off circle. There's off to take another draw for St. Louis. You think about wingers that are great on draws, Jerome McGinley's good too, right?
There's a lot of guys that can move off that wing, and it's a valuable asset you can have.
Now Carlson is racing ahead for Ottawa. Across the line, Carlson fires. It clangs off the glove of Elliott. Back into the corner. Here's Ott with it. Carlson stepped into him. LaPierre steps up with the puck around Zibanejad. Forced to back up Carlson on defense. And Zibanejad bumps into LaPierre. McCulloch can't clear it out. Jackman throws it right back into the Ottawa zone. Puck loose in the corner. McCulloch plays it right back into the scrum. Borowiecki being tied up there by Steen. Check that LaPierre. And now Carlson up for Zibanejad. To McCulloch. Back in front. There's Carlson with a shot. Goes off a leg and wide. McCulloch tries to bank that around for Zibanejad, but Jackman closed off the lane. Barrett Jackman back with it. Buy some time as St. Louis is changing. The puck rolls down to the Ottawa zone. Bergman there first for the Blues. Bergman goes down to Backes. Back where he goes for Shattenkirk. Winds and fires. Leonard makes the save. Throws that to the side. Backes back with it. Taken down by Hoffman. Drive up. Tangled down low with Bergman. And now Hoffman has it. Ahead for Smith. Feeds that up for Stone, but the return pass was knocked away by Shattenkirk. And Hoffman steps into Payarvi. Penalty coming to Ottawa. Back into the shot. Takes Stone's stick right out of his hand. And a high sticking call coming to the Ottawa Senators. And I believe it's Mark Stone who will go off, giving St. Louis a power play with 10:33 to go in the second period. It is Stone.
Well, Paul McLean looks on. I think this happened behind the play. Was this right at the blue line was the turnover as they come back. Shot by Backus. And it was at the far blue line, I believe, as Stone may have got the stick up. And St. Louis with another power play chance here.
0 for 2 on the power play tonight with just 3 shots on goal, none on the last power play. Lehtera, Tarasenko, Schwartz up front. Steen and Shattenkirk work the back end on the St. Louis power play, which, as we mentioned, number 2 in the NHL in terms of percentage. Steen for Shattenkirk to Tarasenko. Back across Shattenkirk with a drive, saved by Leonard. Lehtera with it now. Tops it back off. Shattenkirk down to Lehtera. Tarasenko circling dangerously. Now Steen in, and Leonard turns him away in tight. And Legwand banks the rebound down the ice. And Ottawa will change. 90 seconds to go in the St. Louis power play. 2-1 the Blues lead. St. Louis, the best defensive team in the NHL, averaging just 2 goals against per game. Shattenkirk drops it off for Lehtera. In front to Schwartz, who feeds it across for Tarasenko. The pass is out of his reach. Now Tarasenko back to Steen, winds and shoots, blocked in front. McCulloch can't clear it out. Shattenkirk got his feet. And finally played over the head of Steen and out. Under a minute to go in the St. Louis power play. Berglund spins back. Rossi goes to Steen. That's picked off by Ceci. And the pass misses McCulloch. Alex Pietrangelo, 40 seconds to go in the power play. Looks that down to the Ottawa zone. Cowan goes back, being watched by Oshie. They collide hard as Oshie goes flying into the end board. Now Graba kicking at it, loose at the side of the goal. Backus reaching for it, and it's fired down the ice by Smith.
Ottawa's got so much size on that back end, and when they play with that little bit of growl, Cowan with a big hit. We've seen Borowiecki. Sure makes the opponents think about going in the corner.
LaPierre gets around MacArthur. LaPierre, Otten, Stastny on the power play. The centering pass goes off the skate of Gryba. Now LaPierre, as Stone steps out. 2 shots for St. Louis on that power play. Now Stastny with it. LaPierre throws it back in front for Ott, right off his skate and ahead to MacArthur. He's got Stone with him. And the pass disrupted by Gunnarsson. And the play is offside at the St. Louis line. Another thundering hit by Jared Cowan. This time sends TJ Oshie flying. 2-1 the Blues lead in the second period. Join hosts Ian Mendez and Gord Wilson after every home game for All Access, presented by Bell, live on the Sens website and on the mobile app. Well, Jared Cowan, who scored in the last game against Nashville, throwing his weight around again.
Well, yeah, it's nice for him to score, but this is what they want out of Jared Cowan. 6'5", just under 230 pounds, a big physical body, and one of those young players they drafted in the first round trying to develop his game.
In comes Schwartz, steaming in for St. Louis, along with Tarasenko and Lehtera. And Lehtera gathers up the loose puck. Across the top, a long wrist shot, floats over the glass, and out of play. Back in Ottawa, 47 years ago today, the St. Louis Blues made a coaching change and hired Scotty Bowman as their coach. And the rest is history. Carlson up ahead for Ryan. And Cole goes back, plays it across for Jackman. And now turned over. Here's Greeny throwing it back in the corner. Cole back with it for Legwand. Back in front for Greeny, can't find it to his feet. Now Jackman having trouble as well. The puck still sitting there. Finally poked back to the line to Borowiecki. His shot goes off Stastny's foot wide. Oshie up ahead for Steen. Alex Steen picks his way ahead. Loose in the corner. He steps around Borowiecki. And Steen banks it back for Pietrangelo. Across to Bouwmeester along. Rich shot, score! Might have been deflected in front. Steen got a stick on it. It appeared, and it's 3-1 St. Louis.
Well, Alex Steen, he's the one who finishes this off, but he's the one who starts the whole play. Just good puck protection by Steen coming down the wall. Borowiecki's on top, little stutter play there, and then he turns up, but just protecting the puck. Bank play to the point, a little D to D. You go to the front of the net, shot by Bouwmeester, and Steen able to get a touch on that and deflect it between the pads of Robert Leonard.
Alex Steen had just 2 goals in his last 12 games coming in. That will be his 4th of the year. And the Blues lead by 2. Who is the best team in the West?
That is so hard to decide. You've got LA, well, Anaheim's out there. LA's going to turn it on. You got St. Louis.
Well, Chicago and LA, you got to think, are going to, well, at some point.
There's a team called Nashville, too, that's having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
You know, you look at their D, it is really tight and very competitive in the West.
St. Louis comes in with 10 wins in its last 13 games. Now Steve Ott with it. Stepping around Cowan. They collide along the wall. Now picked out by Reeves. With the exception of Pietrangelo's ice time, everyone else in St. Louis is very close together. Even Bouwmeester, who's going to take a penalty now, is down under 24 minutes. They're going to call Bouwmeester for interference, giving Ottawa a power play with 6.5 to go in the second period.
Well, Bouwmeester will go. He's trying to argue out of this one, but it's not going to work. And a chance here for Ottawa after a goal by Steen to maybe get back into this one. MacArthur just a little chip play, and it's that free hand, just a little hold and interference.
Well, you know, he might have an argument there that MacArthur kind of held his arm.
Well, there's a little Reeves giving Ceci, trying to push him into the benches. The physical play goes on here in this game.
Zibanejad, who has the Ottawa power play goal in for the face-off, but it's won by Steen and controlled by Jackman. And now behind the play, we're going to have more penalties. This time Pietrangelo and Stone are going off.
Well, they don't see each other a lot. It'd be interesting if these two teams did. And another penalty happened right off the face-off as both get signaled. Oh, good trade-off for Ottawa. The best defenseman, you're talking about Pietrangelo and his ice time. There's the tripping and there's the cross-check.
And the slap. Remains 5 on 4. And have a puck on top of the St. Louis goal and behind Brian Elliott.
Well, and there's the
Olympic defense pair.
It's not a bad pair for Ottawa to have in the bench right now and take advantage of. The best pair for St. Louis. You mentioned, yeah, Olympic pairs and moving the lines around. TJ Oshie moving onto the line with Paul Stastny. And those two players play together for Team USA at Sochi.
Oshie, of course, made a name for himself at Sochi with the 4-for-6 shootout performance against the Russians. Oshie led the NHL with 9 shootout goals last year. 9 for 12 in the shootout. McCullough for Hoffman. Plays it around for Zibanejad, and Hoffman gathers up the loose puck for Carlson. In the half of his power play, Carlson can't corral the bouncing puck and has to retreat. Now here comes Carlson. Up for Stone, or for Zibanejad rather. And Zibanejad rings it around. Hoffman has a pass to off a skate, knocked ahead, and a chance for Oshie, shorthanded. TJ Oshie in, backhands it wide. And now Carlson brings it back the other way, less than a minute to go on the power play. Zibanejad sends it back door for Ryan, in, shoots, he whistled that wide, and trouble corralling the bouncing puck. Zibanejad to Legwand. That's knocked to shoot, plays it back to Carlson. Here he comes. Carlson fires it wide. Zibanejad back on it. And Mika Zibanejad for McCullough. Elects not to shoot. Back he goes to Legwand. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Now McCullough with it. Feeds back to Karlsson. Rossi goes to Legwand. Legwand for Zibanejad. The pass got away from him. Cross to Legwand. Waiting. Backdoor pass. Wide with a shot. Shut down short side by Elliott. At the line. Held by Karlsson. Final second of this power play. Turris feeds back to Karlsson. Long reach shot scores! Erik Karlsson. Power play goal. And Ottawa's back within one.
Well, exactly what Ottawa needed to get back in, and it's Erik Karlsson, just a wrister from the point. So good puck movement on this power play by Ottawa before that. Just a little roll play to the point. Good traffic in front of the net. You can see the high screen. Karlsson, his head up, so good at keeping his head up the whole way.
Is that tip?
It may have gone off someone in front. Just a shot.
You know what? I think it hit a blue.
Well, McCulloch was in the high slot there, went through him.
So just as the power play was ending, Ottawa gets its second goal on the man advantage.
Changing.
And it's 3-2. 4:15 to go in the second period. Dodger 18-15 Ottawa. St. Louis with a 3-2 lead. Tarasenko rink wide for Schwartz. Karlsson gets credit for the goal. That's his 5th of the year. Tarasenko across the top, being harassed there by Turris. Plays it down for Lehtera. Back for Tarasenko. Lehtera with it. And Lehtera down to Schwartz. Hayden Schwartz, 25-goal man last year, drops it off for Tarasenko. That pass broken up. Turris can't lift it out. Kept alive by the Blues. Here's Lehtera, tied up by Ceci. And Chiasson plays that into the St. Louis bench, into the open door, and play is called. Erik Karlsson has his first goal in his last 8 games. Ottawa down 3-2 here in the second.
Well, before the Senators scored, TJ Oshie, great opportunities. He went in one-on-one against Robin Lehner as a turnover at the point. Nice play by Berglund. Headman's Oshie goes into the backhand and puts it wide, and a good chance. And scored right after you talked about how good he was in Sochi, but that led to this. As Karlsson able to come down shortly after and cut into the lead, down 1.
Turris drew the assist on the Karlsson goal of 15-21 to cut the lead to 1. Borowiecki. Off for Chiasson. His clearing attempt was walled off by Bouwmeester. For just one day, I'm going to skate like Jake Bouwmeester. Borowiecki with it. Or Scott Niedermayer.
Well, if I could skate like either, I wouldn't be standing here.
Sure you would. Chiasson drops it off for Turris. Back in front for Chiasson. Stopped by Elliott. Now Karlsson pokes it down in the corner for Turris. On a 3-point for Petrangelo. Of course, that power play goal comes with St. Louis' 2 best defensemen in the box. One for a penalty, one for an offsetting minor. 2:40 to go here in the period. Karlsson turned it over to Stastny. Now takes it back. And feeds ahead to Ryan. Bobby Ryan works in. Ottawa changing D as Ryan. Watch that down for Legwand. Weirkosh goes jumping ahead. Down to Greening. It's bumped there by Bouwmeester. Comes out with the puck. Greening, backhand shot. Bounces down in front. Still loose as Elliott couldn't corral it. And now Bergman has it for St. Louis. 3-on-2. Along with Stastny. Stastny tries to feed that back in front. Greimer knocks it down. And Patrick Bergman back with it to Cole. Ian Cole wraps it around. Ryan back to Greimer. Up ahead to Legwand. He finds Greening. Ottawa needs a change as Greening chips it ahead. Ryan comes jumping back in. Greening kept it alive. And the change begins for the Senators. 1:45 to go in the second period. Barrett Jackson with it. Long shoot in, knocked down by Leonard. And he'll hang on.
Well, Colin Greening trying to get back to some fine form and play. He's been a scratch 11 games this season, but here's some good work. He's a big, strong guy, able to pull it out of the corner. He's got Bouwmeester all over him, but it's just a power move. Those simple areas of his game. He's big, he's strong, he's got some speed, and that's where it has to start for him as he wants to get back in on a regular basis here and in good favor with the coach, Paul McLean.
Well, he got into the lineup against Nashville on Thursday night, took an early penalty which led to a power play goal by the Predators. And at the end of the night, he played 12.5 minutes. Signed to a 3-year extension in the offseason. Schwartz plays it back. And Shattenkirk goes rink line to Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz, silky smooth skater as well. How many bad ones in the league anymore are there? Here's Shattenkirk. Down to Schwartz. Drops it back off. In comes Tarasenko. His pass broken up and lifted out by Hoffman.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Now Schwartz tips that down to the Ottawa zone. Jaden Schwartz played at Colorado College with his brother Ryland. The third member of their line was named Schultz. It was Schwartz, Schwartz, and Schultz. In comes Ceci now. Fires! Stopped by Elliott. And the rebound dribbles wide as Stone was looking for the rebound, and Stone gave Elliott a whack on the pad on the way by. That goes back to the second period when Elliott got Stone with a stick. And now the puck into the St. Louis bench and play is called.
Well, a good chance. Hoffman, a little drop play to Ceci. He comes in, he's able to get a good shot. Stone gets pushed in front there by Elliott. As Elliott out to make the save, and here's where Stone gets pushed into Elliott. A little more tap. You mentioned before earlier in the game they had an exchange in which Stone seemed a little angry about.
Bouwmeester's long shot, high up on Leonard, makes the stop. Rebound goes down to Ott. That's knocked away. Zibanejad with it now up for McCulloch. McCulloch behind the back for Zibanejad. And Zibanejad feeds it back in front. McCulloch with a chance. That dribbles wide. Elliott got a piece. McCulloch again. Elliott reaches back and freezes that. Milan McCulloch in there digging, and the Blues don't like it. Bouwmeester gives him a shot.
Well, Ottawa with a couple chances late here in the second period. Bouwmeester not happy, but good work by Milan McCulloch. He had a chance the first time, he couldn't get it out quick enough. But some good work at the side of the net. Just a little drop play. Zibanejad takes it wide, gets the puck in deep, and then it's a 2-on-0 in front. The puck gets knocked off. Pierre comes back to knock it out of the way, or Steen, and then McCulloch at the side of the net. Trying to get.
Bouwmeester gets a slashing penalty at the end of all that. And so Ottawa gets a late power play here in the second period. Ottawa's 2 for 3 on the man advantage tonight.
Well, their power play's been really good. Has been able to capitalize off the penalties to St. Louis.
Off the draw, puck controlled by the Blues. Shattenkirk on his backhand, got sealed off there by Chiasson. Trying to buy some time as time winds down here in the period. It'll be a minute 50 seconds of power play time to carry over into the third period. So a late goal by Erik Karlsson gets Ottawa back in it. St. Louis with a 3-2 lead after 40 minutes of play. Time now for our second intermission. Here's Brian Mudryk. Back in Ottawa, getting set for the start of the third period with the St. Louis Blues leading Ottawa by a score of 3-2. Second period summary is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Alexander Steen with his 4th of the year gives the Blues a 3-1 lead, and Erik Karlsson with Ottawa's second power play goal of the game makes it a 3-2 game. Ottawa out shooting St. Louis 21-18 after 2 periods of play. That's the good news for Ottawa, Shane. The bad news is they've been spitting out pucks this afternoon.
Well, they have. They've done a good job creating chances late in that period, but throughout this, their puck management has to be a lot better here in the third period if they want to win this game. Just throwing the pucks up the middle, the turnovers that have happened in this game is just too much to give to a team like St. Louis. They've had a couple breakaways. They haven't been able to capitalize. But the Senators have to move the puck up quicker. They have to have plays, better puck support. You can't throw pucks to your own point. You just need to be a lot more careful in all those areas. It's just about tightening up here for the Ottawa Senators. They're down a goal, you have to look after your own end. And giving St. Louis opportunities, goaling opportunities where you're just handing the puck back to them isn't going to help you. So for Ottawa, it's going to be about concentrating on that. They're going to want to push forward, but don't cheat too much to create offense because you don't want to give up too much here against St. Louis.
So Ottawa begins the third period rather on the power play as the second period penalty that Jay Bouwmeester carries over. And the puck right down the St. Louis zone as Zibanejad played it off the glass, but a bad bounce off the stanchion goes right to Backes. Ahead for Steen, in short-handed, fires, he ripped that wide. Stone back on it. Ahead for Hoffman, out there along with Ryan, and Hoffman taken by Pietrangelo, plays it back down to the Ottawa line. Ottawa 2 for 3 on the power play so far this afternoon. Stone comes jumping in. Picked off and fired down the ice by Gunnarsson. Hoffman picks his way ahead for Ryan. Across the line with Zibanejad. Ryan down to Zibanejad. Pass missed him. Gunnarsson has some time. And bounces that back down the ice. A funny bounce. It went right down to Leonard. Steers that away. 45 seconds to go in the Bouwmeester penalty. Karlsson, the Legwand who kicks that head. Pietrangelo gets on it. Gets it by Legwand, and Jackman bangs it off the boards and back down.
Well, the Senators haven't even been able to gain any zone entry here. St. Louis doing a good job holding them up at the blue line.
Karlsson for Giasson. Turris comes in, less than 20 seconds to go in this power play. Steen couldn't clear it out. Now the line is held by Karlsson. Karlsson's shot bounces down in front, dribbles wide of the goal. Jackman with it on his backhand, finds Steen, can't get it by Karlsson. Great job by Karlsson to hold the line. Winds his way in. Karlsson in, shoots, knocked down in front. McCarthy with a whack at it. That was blocked. Bouwmeester steps out of the box, and Karlsson leaping, knocked down that lead pass. And they're going to call a hand pass by Karlsson after he had to Sky to take that away from Bouwmeester, was in behind him.
Well, real good vertical, but how about the footwork of Karlsson at the point? A great job there, getting Backes to bite, then coming into the middle, taking the ice. That's that ability that he has. So quick, able to find those open holes, quick shot to the net. And he thought he had a better look.
Tara wins the drawback. Mentioned the Blues will be in Winnipeg tomorrow. Puck goes back to Schwartz. Feeds it back in front. A backhand shot taken by Tarasenko. Stopped by Leonard. Back up Stone the other way. 3-on-2 with Ceci and Smith. Stone works back in front. Poke check by Elliott. And Schwartz knocked down a loose puck. Ottawa begins a 5-game road trip on Monday in Detroit, and the next night they're in St. Louis to take on the Blues. After this game this afternoon, 11 of Ottawa's next 15 games are on the road. Steen banks out ahead, or Stastny rather, banks out ahead for Steen, and the play is offside at the Ottawa line.
Well, Tarasenko already one goal in this game and another good opportunity. Some good passing here over to Schwartz, back to Tarasenko, and Tarasenko tried to put it back, but put it right into the pad of Leonard, who's out a little bit. A lot of room there.
Bouwmeester's long shot knocked down by Leonard. Weirkosh, who was a late addition to the Ottawa lineup when Chris Phillips came up next to the warm-up. Now plays back. Bouwmeester would drive on the short side. Leonard got the blocker on that. And now Neal ahead for Zibanejad along with McCulloch. Lead pass from McCulloch was chopped down by Pietrangelo before McCulloch could sneak in behind him. In comes Stastny for Steen. Walks it and fires. Leonard makes the save. Rebound loose in front. And Leonard swatted that away. Now Greening back with it. Drops it off for Greiba. Leg one back to Borowiecki. Ottawa won both meetings last year with St. Louis, one in overtime, one in a shootout. Now Pajärvi across the line for St. Louis. Magnus Pajärvi with a penalty coming to Ottawa. Plays it back in the corner. Legwand touches up, and a tripping call coming to the Senators, and Eric Gryba will go off.
Well, Gryba had a chance in the neutral zone to move the puck forward. It was stripped from him, and St. Louis came back the other way. You can see Paul McLean yelling from the bench to move the puck forward. But Gryba takes a penalty and an opportunity. St. Louis, they'll go to the man advantage. Here's the play, loses the puck, and there's the trip right after he loses the puck.
Blues haven't scored a power play in their last 4 games in a bit. They're 0 for 3 tonight with 5 shots on goal. Laterra, Schwartz, along with Tarasenko up front, Steen, and Shattenkirk on the back end. Shattenkirk flips it across to Steen. And Alex Steen sets it up for St. Louis, back to Shattenkirk. For Tarasenko. Back for Shattenkirk, and the puck leaves the zone. Steen winds his way in. The power play gets set up and now drops it down low to Schwartz. Jaden Schwartz crisscrossing with Tarasenko. Plays it back to Steen with time. Across it goes to Shattenkirk. Backdoor pass just missed Schwartz. Tarasenko back for Steen. Winds it, shoots, tipped up by Leonard. Long rebound picked up by Tarasenko. And Tarasenko drops it down again for Laterra. His pass backdoor for Shattenkirk, knocked away by Stone, who chips it up to center ice. Stone feeds Laterra. Walks back in front, drops it off. Here goes Oshie with a backhand shot that was blocked by the stick of Ceci, and Ottawa's away short-handed. McCulloch, along with Chiasson, Ceci peels off on a change. And McCulloch, who has Ottawa's short-handed goal this year, throws the puck into the corner. 40 seconds to go in the St. Louis power play. Kirk's long shot, handled by Leonard. They face off in the Ottawa zone.
Well, St. Louis hasn't been able to capitalize on the power play, but you certainly see why they're the second best in the league and first on the road. They just great puck movement around. Steen works it up top. They're able to find those seam plays through as that one just goes out of the reach of Schwartz in front, but real good puck movement. They interchange bodies and real tough to defend, but Ottawa's done a good job keeping them off the board with the man advantage.
Legwand won the face-off there. Zach Smith was 10-2 on draws through the first 40 minutes. And now Bouwmeester across the line for St. Louis. Looks around for Backes, the St. Louis captain, feeds it back for Pietrangelo. Back to Stastny. Well, Stastny shoots, loses in front. Backes with 2 good chances. Leonard's down. Oshie took a whack as well. And with 6 seconds to go, Leonard freezes the loose puck.
Well, this is another one of those things. The second unit for St. Louis out on the ice. Stastny with a good play. Backes, that big body in front. Nice little power move to the front. Takes that off, tries to pull it back to the forehand, and Leonard a good job staying with that.
Leonard making back-to-back starts for the second time this season. Neither of these teams, St. Louis or Ottawa, has made an in-game goaltending change this year. Schwartz with the drawback for Bouwmeester. Dave Bouwmeester feeds across. Here comes Tarasenko with a drive. Glove by Leonard. As Gryba steps out of the box, so Ottawa survives another St. Louis power play.
Well, Leonard's been good, and they're going to need him big in the third period against Nashville. Ottawa was outshot 16-3. Leonard was the difference in that game, helped hang on to that lead for Ottawa to get the win, and he's been busy here in the third. And there's Craig Anderson, who's had a great season, a real good goaltending tandem here in Ottawa.
Face off one. Bouwmeester shot goes high and wide. Anderson acquired from Colorado. We'll send Brian Elliott for the Avalanche the other way. Elliott struggled with Colorado, but has found a home in St. Louis. And Jake Allen, a 24-year-old, has been terrific for the Blues as well. Here comes Schwartz across the line for St. Louis. Schwartz still with it. Feeds back to Bouwmeester for Pietrangelo. 3 across the top for St. Louis. Now Bouwmeester's wrist shot partly blocked by Chiasson, loose in front. And Borowiecki plays it out for Ottawa. Blues now shooting the Sens 25-23. After being outshot for most of the night. Now Lapierre with a sharp angle shot goes off the outside of the net. And Carlson has it for Ottawa. That lead pass missed Neal. That's icing against the Ottawa Senators. The shots are 7-2 St. Louis here in the third period.
Oh, and Erik Karlsson trying to find that stretch play. He's one of those electric players. He looks someone to find that. Only needs one thing to break open a game to find that tying goal. And so explosive from the back end. Just falls into that trap sometimes of those turnovers. He was leading the NHL in that category coming into this game, just under 30.
By the way, should this game go to overtime, today is the first day of the NHL's post-dry scrape era. No more 4 or 5 minute delays after regulation time. Vanadjan knocked that down. Gunnarsson up along the wall for Reeves. Reeves knocks it in. The play's onside for Lapierre. Lapierre shoots. Leonard knocked that away. Ott was providing trouble in front. And now Zibanejad pokes it in for McCulloch. He got that by Backus. Now around Shattenkirk. And Shattenkirk holds his ground, picks up the loose puck, and feeds it back down to the Ottawa zone. 12 and a half to go in the third period. Sens will head to Florida after being in Detroit and St. Louis. Games against Tampa and the Panthers. Legwand collided there with Bergman. They both sprawled to the ice. And Greeny now lays it up for Cowan. Bouncing puck gets in behind Cole. Legwand bearing in on him. Legwand took him in carefully. And Jackson up ahead for Backus. Rink line pass for Payarvi. Magnus Payarvi wraps that around. Anders Bergman. Weirkheim bumping there with Backus. The puck is moved about 6 inches with 6 players standing over it. Weirkheim plays that by Jackman and down. And now behind the play, Colin Greening got tangled up with Backus in front of the Ottawa bench. Backus didn't like it.
Well, a little pushing and shoving here. The ball probably started, he said, they were in that scrum in that corner for about a good 15 seconds. The puck was in there as a battle situation, and it just continued all the way up the wall to right in front of the Ottawa Senators bench. And Greening and Backus, the two going at it the best.
Face-off back down to the Ottawa zone. That scrum did buy some time for these Ottawa players who've been on the ice for a while. Ken Hitchcock used his timeout earlier after a St. Louis icing. Draw one by Stastny. Back for Pietrangelo. Over here, Steen with it. Steen works it back in front, and the shot flutters on the letter. Had to dribble away, and now Ryan plays it in the air, but not out. Pietrangelo back in deep for Steen. Tries that reverse hit on Ceci. They re-engage, and now Ryan back on it. Plays it around for Greening. Bobicher closes on him. And Ryan picks his way ahead with Legwand. In comes Bobby Ryan. Shoots it right in front. Legwand couldn't reach it. Now Legwand trying to poke it back and does. Knocked back to the line to Karlsson. Wade shoots, tipped in front, and Elliott makes the save. At the line, Karlsson can't hold it, and slides it back for Weirkheim. In comes Stone with it now. Mark Stone spins and shoots. Great shot by Stone, and Elliott makes the save. And now Smith knocks down the puck. And it bounced into the St. Louis bench. Play called with 10:30 to go. Here in the third period, you're watching Canadian Tire Senators hockey on TSN.
Well, Borowiecki with a nice little headman pass to Stone, who tried to break free, but is able to get a good shot off. This is just a quick pass up the middle. Stone coming off the bench, pulls up. Real good shot, but Elliott able to make the save. His best chance Ottawa's had here in this third period.
2 different shots for Stone and Hoffman. Hoffman has that quick release and a rocket. Stone has a real heavy shot. Both very effective. Gunnarsson across for Shattenkirk. Through the middle it goes for Schwartz, but Karlsson knocked that away. And back comes Tarasenko to pick it up. Remember, Tarasenko had a good playoff for St. Louis last year. Scored 4 times in 6 games, but the Blues were beaten by the Chicago Blackhawks. Blues have 1 series win in the last 11 years. It's hard to believe. But the West is ultra tough. It seems that they run into LA or Chicago every year. Now Tarasenko with a pass. It goes off a skate and almost went right on goal. Here's Shattenkirk with it. Being shot out there by Chiasson. Plays it high in the air. Back down to the Ottawa zone. Lead pass to Chiasson. It's bumped by Jackman. Plays it down for MacArthur. MacArthur feeds in front. Back is broken up. It's bounced just wide of the goal. MacArthur down for sure. That pass missed him. Weirkoch steps up at the line. MacArthur quick hold it. Back and steps hard into him. In comes Chiasson. Flips it around Cole and turns him. Back and throws his weight around again. Causes his man down. Karlsson in. Shoots. He hammered that wide. And Weirkoch, the 10 back and threw down. Had the puck skip away from him. Chance now for the Blues. Berg going across the line with Pajärvi. And MacArthur got a stick back to knock that away. Robin Leonard pounces out and dives on the loose puck. 8:54 to go in the 3rd period. Canadian Tire Senators Hockey returns to Ottawa after this.
Paul McLean trying to get his group together here to find that offense to tie this game up. He has worried about their defensive end, but he's talked about shooting the puck more. A lot of the players he talked to, and then talked to Bobby Ryan, wants him to shoot the puck more pucks to the net, more of that volume. And not only the initial, he wants to see those 2nd and 3rd opportunities really battling for it right in that blue paint area.
Off the draw, controlled by Cowan. Quickly ahead for Zibanejad, who's got Ryan with him. Zibanejad fired that in, but he put it over the glass and out. The faceoff will be in the St. Louis zone as the puck went off the stick.
Oh, and that's the guy they're looking for to shoot more. A real talented player, Bobby Ryan. Just 1 shot in this hockey game. And a guy like Bobby Ryan scored 23 last year, some injury problems, but he has scored those 30-goal seasons 4 times. And get him shooting the puck.
Face off, one back by Legwand, but it went between Cowan and Karlsson. Cowan banks it across to Karlsson. Up ahead for Legwand with Zibanejad and Ryan. Legwand comes bursting in. Now loose in front of Zibanejad. Fans of the shot. Still to the side of the goal. Ryan trying to dig it out. And Bouwmeester has it for St. Louis. Steen is in behind the Ottawa defense. Here he comes. Alex Steen in a backhand shot. Stopped by Leonard. And Karlsson. Long lead pass and diving for that at the end of his shift was Ryan. He missed it. It'll be icing.
Well, opening up a little bit here is this time Ryan trying to get behind the defenses. First it was Steen, but it was a chance by Ottawa. A little back and forth play in this 3rd period. Alexander Steen, great headman pass by Bouwmeester. Karlsson cuts him off, forces him to that backhand. And that's lifted high by Steen, but good pass by Bouwmeester.
Karlsson up ahead for Ryan. The pass missed him again. The change begins for Ottawa, but won't be completed. And now Ryan does peel off. Gunnarsson shifts it down the Ottawa zone. Leonard up along the board, picked out by Tarasenko. Tarasenko in front for Schwartz, shoots. Leonard the save, the rebound squirted away. Here's Gunnarsson back with it. Hangs it down to Schwartz as Cowan races to it. 7:45 to go in the 3rd period. Laterra into the corner for Schwartz. Now Laterra back with it, skates away from Cowan, drops it back at the point. Shattenkirk trying to find Schwartz. McCulloch got clipped there by Laterra. And Shattenkirk gathers up the loose puck. Across he goes for Tarasenko. Rink wide ahead for Schwartz, who's got Lapierre with him in the middle of the line team. Pass was off the skate of Zach Smith. He fell. Chance for Tarasenko. Loose puck at the side of the goal for Lapierre. Leonard got just a piece of that Tarasenko shot to knock it wide. And McCulloch slammed down by Reeves at center right. Jackman swats it back into the Ottawa zone, and here's Greiba with it. MacArthur. For Turris was high off the glass. Lead pass ahead to Ott. He finds Reeves. Backes jumping in. In comes David Backes on Cody Ceci. Playing down low for Ryan Reeves. Reeves back with it. Looks it down to Backes. Reeves goes off on a change. Backes drops it off for Bouwmeester. 30-24, the shots in favor of the St. Louis Blues. 12-3 here in the third period. Puck high up in the air and played with a high stick. Play called with 6:17 to go in the third period.
Oh, Ottawa trying to let this clock wind down, but a good chance. Schwartz tried to pass. Smith blocked it, but then as everybody overskates the puck, leaves it for Tarasenko, and it's left right in front. Here's a hit by Reeves as he steps into McCullough coming up the middle of the ice. Physicality hasn't died down at all in this game.
Ottawa's outshot 16-3 in the third period against Nashville on Thursday night. The shots keep piling up on the Senators. You mentioned 29th in the league in shots allowed. And maybe one to equalize this game. Zibanejad trying to play that rink line for Ryan. That pass misfired. And Stastny has it for St. Louis. Ahead he goes for Steen. Alex Steen peels back, rink wide he goes. Gunnarsson had the pass picked off by Zibanejad. Odd man rush for Ottawa. Carlson jumping in. Drops it off. Zibanejad to Ryan. In. Shoots. Missed the top corner. Puck rattles off the glass. Gets by Zach Smith. And Wiercok back to pick it up. Long lead feed for Ryan. That misfired. And back comes Pajärvi for St. Louis. Drops it off for Berglund. Pajärvi sealed there by Wiercok. Berglund comes in to help out, picks up the loose puck. Berglund back for Pietrangelo, a long shot. Leonard makes the save, and there is no rebound. Bobby Ryan, a terrific chance, just missed what would have tied the game here in the third. The entire Ottawa Senators hockey on TSN is brought to you by Bell. Hockey just got better. By Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Ottawa Senators. And by Scotiabank, you're richer than you think. Scotiabank. Gord Miller, Shane Knighty, Brent Wallace here in Ottawa on a Saturday afternoon. 3-2, the St. Louis Blues lead. With a decided edge of play here in the third period. Smith across the line, had that knocked away by Backes. Here comes Berglund back the other way for St. Louis. Berglund chips that back in the corner, climbs with Borowiecki. And now Backes with it. Down to Berglund. Banks it back for Jackman, who's able to corral it, but can't hold the line. Now Jackman fires it back in deep. 4:45 to go in the third period. This is where Patrick Wall would have his goalie out by now, wouldn't he, Shane?
Oh yeah, he's not afraid to take him out a little bit of time, and I think Paul McLean might wait a little longer.
Here's Wiercok, works it and shoots. He fired it wide. Wiercok's only goal this year, the game winner against the Detroit Red Wings a couple weeks ago, and now Turris across the line. It's offside.
Well, Patrick Wiercok jumping up in the play, trying to get a shot through to the net here. St. Louis doing a good job just keeping everything to the outside. They haven't given Ottawa much. That Bobby Ryan chance, it's a good opportunity, and Gunnarsson may have got a block on that as Ken Hitchcock's watching his team here try and hang on to that one-goal lead.
If you can read his lips, we'll see the Stastny line next for St. Louis. Schwartz wins it back. Shattenkirk fires it right down on Leonard. Leonard with that mini stick plays it across for Ceci. Wiercok up in from McCarthy. That pass misfired. And icing waved off as Shattenkirk goes back, plays around for Gunnarsson. A big hit by Turris as he spilled Shattenkirk. Ceci picks it up to keep the play alive for Ottawa. Inside 4 to go in the third period. Ceci picks it out. Loose in front. Shattenkirk has it. Banks it off the boards and out for St. Louis. Ottawa changing as Wiercok goes ahead for Zibanejad. Chops it down. Shoots. He whistles that wide. Back on it. Zibanejad fires wide again. Ottawa changing D. Wiercok has to stay on. Banks it ahead, but Stastny knocks it ahead for Oshie. And as Oshie juggled the puck at the line, the play's offside.
Well, Ottawa trying to get something going, getting in on the forecheck. Big part of it. Kyle Turris, great job of Shattenkirk going back for the puck. Finisher hit, knock him down, come back. And Zibanejad already has a goal in this game, shaved his beard, able to score, and a good chance here, playing a little more confidence. Funny when a puck crosses that line for these players, a little extra jump in their game.
Going back to the game Thursday against Nashville, Ottawa's been outshot 30-6 in the last 2 third periods. Leonard back with it. Looks across to Cowan. Tips it up towards Zibanejad, who steps around Steen. Here comes Zibanejad with Ryan. Zibanejad drops. Ryan in, shoots. Elliott the save. Loose puck in behind the goal. Ryan digging for it. And Stastny takes that away from him. Up for Oshie. And now played down to the Ottawa zone. There's an icing call against the St. Louis Blues with 2:55 to go in the third period.
Well, and they've already used that timeout, so good rush again. Zibanejad coming up the ice, little drop play, and then come through the middle. Bobby Ryan with a shot. May have changed directions quickly as Elliott makes the saves, but a good rush there. A save by Brian Elliott.
He was kidding earlier outside 4 minutes ago, but at this point in the game, Waugh probably would have pulled his goaltender as St. Louis ices the puck again.
Well, and you got a tired group of St. Louis Blues on there. You can't get a timeout for them, but still a lot of time. I don't think Paul McLean's going to make the wave yet to Robin Leonard to bring him to the bench.
In fact, hasn't even looked his way yet.
No, he's one of those looks that can intimidate.
Off the face-off win by Stastny. The puck loose in the St. Louis goal. Pietrangelo kicks it out. And Steen plays it back in for Cole. Across for Pietrangelo. This is where the Blues will sometimes break up Bouwmeester and Pietrangelo. With one or the other on the ice in the final few minutes of the lead. Turris, a lead pass now for MacArthur. Lars MacArthur rings it around for Chiasson. Back down to MacArthur, picks up the puck up the inboards. Back he goes for Karlsson. Karlsson through the traffic, shoots, little leg in front, that knocked Jackman down. Played ahead by Backes for Pajärvi. 2 to go in the third period. Karlsson banks it across for Weirkott. Now a chance in front for Pajärvi. That's knocked down. Here's Hoffman with it now for Ottawa. Hoffman with Turris. In across the line is Mike Hoffman. Got poke checked there by Gunnarsson. And it's played back down to the Ottawa zone. Now Paul McLean is looking in the direction of Robin Leonard. Hasn't waved him over yet. As the Sens gain possession. In comes Stone. Leonard still looking for the bench, but there's no direction yet. As Cowan plays it across for Ceci. Chipped in now by Hoffman. Elliott for Pietrangelo. We haven't seen Bouwmeester now the last couple of shifts for St. Louis. In comes Tarasenko across the line. Picking at it now is Cowan. Back for Hoffman. And we're approaching 1 minute to go now in the third period. Hoffman, a long lead pass. That was knocked down by Oshie. And Leonard has to remain in the goal as Oshie sweeps it in deep. Ceci on it. Now Leglock can't knock it out. Stastny plays it in front. And lifted high in the air by Hoffman down to the St. Louis zone. But Jackman gains possession quickly. Fires it ahead. Oshie in across the line. Plays it ahead for Stastny. Shoots short side. Leonard makes the stop. He's got to hang on. With 31 seconds to go, the puck for Ottawa is at the wrong end of the ice.
Well, and we joked, you were joking about it, Gord. Paul McLean didn't pull Robin Leonard. Perhaps should have earlier here, as now Ottawa has not been able to get the puck down into St. Louis zone to bring him to the bench. So they haven't been able to get that extra attacker. Now it's going to be a face-off in the Ottawa end. And pretty tough to draw a play. You got to get a one draw here. Zach Smith's the only one who's really won draws for Ottawa in this game. Been dominated by St. Louis.
It'll be Berglund against Turris. Scramble draw, and Berglund gets to the puck first. Now Karlsson plays it across for Weirkott. With 20 seconds to go in the period, Weirkott Long lead pass chipped in by Legwand. Bouncing puck on the side of the goal. Leonard remains in the Ottawa goal as the Blues gain possession. Berg went ahead for Ott. In comes Steve Ott. Shoots. He hammered it wide. Time for one more rush. Ryan feeds ahead to Wiercott. Final seconds. Wiercott in. Shoots. Elliott makes the stop. And there will be some time put back on the clock, it would appear, as Elliott made that save with about 2 seconds to go in the third period.
Well, the Blues had a chance, and Wiercott able to get a final shot, but Steve Ott, you're put out there in a defensive situation, come down on a 2-on-1. You have to make sure you hit the net. Miss the net there, it comes around the other way. This is the play outside, and then allowed Wiercott to come down and get a shot. You never know. So, last second opportunity here for Ottawa.
Now there's still 0.6 seconds left on the clock. Paul McLean had a conversation with referee Paul Dvorsky about how much time should be on there. So Smith will step in for the draw, try to win it back to Ryan for a one-timer. And Backes just gloves it back, and the St. Louis Blues defeat Ottawa by a final score of 3-2. And now Ottawa heads out for a 5-game road trip starting in Detroit on Monday night.
Well, the Blues tighten it up there in the third period. A good job hanging on to that 1-goal lead. And Ottawa just not able to get a much on Brian Elliott there to try and find that equalizer in the third, and turnovers hurt them.
So Brian Elliott, the former Ottawa Senator, gets the win. And here are tonight's Molson 3 stars. Alex Steen had the game-winning goal. Carlson with a goal. And what's new for Vladimir Tarasenko? He's got 11 in his last 13 games for the St. Louis Blues. For Shane Knighty, Brent Wallace, all of us at TSN, I'm Gord Miller. Don't forget to tune in Monday night. We'll have the Ottawa Senators against the Detroit Red Wings from the Joe Louis Arena. A night later, the Sens will be in St. Louis to take on the Blues. This has been a presentation of TSN, Canada's sports leader. Good night from Ottawa.